Oh, God, man. It's game over, man. Game over. It really is. It's not great. Not a great situation. Hello, I just wanted to thank you for clicking on my video, and I wanted to let you know not only do I create content on my YouTube channel here, Class in a Glass, but I'm also on Twitch where I play single-player games, multiplayer games. I do movie reviews, cartoon reviews, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Also, it would be a big help if you can check out my Patreon, where you can gain access to audio commentaries, reactions, and the ability to submit questions for my podcasts and videocasts. And all that content can be found in the links below. In the meantime, enjoy the video.
Aliens. This time, it's war.
Now, chat, we are starting out. For 57 goddamn years, chat, Ellen Ripley's been floating throughout the cosmos, chat. It's been a long goddamn time. The little escape ship from the Nostromo, chat, that was destroyed, exploded 3 times, by the way. 3 fucking explosions in space, chat. I want to make sure that fucking thing was dead, except it was on board anyway. But she's been flying out there for quite a while. She doesn't even know this yet, though. You flying out there, and we're seeing inside the spacecraft, chat. Most of the systems have shut down, with the exception, chat, of the cryotube that she and her cat, who got many individuals killed on the Nostromo, chat. Everyone from fucking Brett to Parker to Lambert. That cat killed a lot of people. Maybe wasn't directly responsible for the deaths, but it definitely had an impact on them. They're still asleep in the cryotube, chat. It's the only thing that's bopping and beeping and booping. But all of a sudden, Chad, it seems like this large leviathan of a ship is overhead. And it's like, oh my God, she's rescued. Thank fucking Christ. And this thing comes overhead, Chad, and all of a sudden the door to the escape ship, Chad, it's starting to be cut into. And this drone flies in, Chad, and this big old fucking stick. This big stick, chat, and it's sticking its head. It's like a camera. It's looking around, it's scanning shit, and it backs up. And all these guys walk in and are like, "Holy shit!" And they go to the cryotube and they're like, "Oh my God!" Well, there goes our payday, because these guys are like salvagers, chat. They look out in deep space and pick up vehicles or spaceships that might have been abandoned, chat, and sell them for a profit. But they found a living, breathing human and a cat inside there. Oh my God! And then, chat, we cut, and Ellen Ripley comes to, chat. She is in a hospital. She's panicking. She's like, oh, jeez. Oh, God. The nurse is right there. She's like, it's okay. Everything's totally fine. You're good, okay? You've been out there a while. She's like, oh, my God. You can't. I got to tell you about something. He's like, don't worry about it. Everything's going to be okay. Paul Reiser's coming. He's going to calm you down. And Paul Reiser himself, chat. Paul motherfucking Reiser comes in, chat. Also goes by Burke. Goes by Berkshire. Now, he's a some bitch, but we don't know that yet. He's a little weaselly corporate guy, weaselly corpo. And he walks in there, and you can already tell he's dismissive and slimy, because he says, hey, how you doing, kiddo? She's the same age as you, if not older. Don't get in there and start calling her kiddo. I always bothers. Like, Sue's like, something about that line. And he comes in there, and he's just, telling her to like, hey, I just want to make sure you're doing okay. These people, they found you. How you been? What was going on? She's like, oh my God, you can't believe it. There was this creature. There was this thing, and we have to destroy the ship. It's like, whoa, slow down. And by the way, when she's going over this, chat, she's panicking. Her heart rate's accelerating, trying to explain herself, trying to get a grip on her fucking new reality. All of a sudden, Chad Jonesy, his little ears perk up, and he goes, what the fuck is that? And he runs across the goddamn bed. Chad goes, and he's like, whoa, what's the fucking cat? What's going on? And Ripley goes, oh. And then she's like, oh my God, is she having a seizure or something? Paul says, oh, get the fucking doctors, get the nurses in here. They're trying to hold her back. They're trying to hold Ellen Ripley back. And she's like, oh God, it's inside of me. And he's like, oh, and she lifts up her shirt, chat, and we see the fucking chest burster almost bursting forward. She goes, no, and it cuts, hard fucking cut, chat, to her waking up in a goddamn flop sweat in her bedroom, chat. Can't believe what she just saw, but she is indeed rescued, and she's been having these nightmares night after night after night. What a fucking opening, chat. It's like, oh my, what, it would have been shocking. Wouldn't it have been fucking horrifically shocking, chat? The movie opens up and Ellen was infected and she dies. Oh my God. Would have blew my fucking mind when I first saw this film, chat. My 13-year-old brains went all over the place. But she comes to check it. She's got an important meeting to go to the very next day. The very next day, chat. Oh, no. But before she does that, we see a very lovely scene, chat. apparently we are on Earth. There's grass and there's trees and there's a bright blue sky, Chad, and there's night. Everything's going well, flowers and everything. But we pan up, the camera pans back, and it's just a screen, Chad. It's just a TV, and Ellen Ripley's just sitting in it looks like a fucking park somewhere on the space station that she's on that is orbiting Earth, and it has like bird noise and chirps. It's like, this is a shitty simulation, and she's sitting there. And she's waiting, Chad. She's waiting for Burke because Burke is about to bring her something, Chad. Now, this is only in the special edition of the director's cut. Stranger Shoe is correct. And I like to add this scene because it adds to the tragedy of Ripley, and it creates, I think, an even better understanding of why she's so attached to Newt, Chat, in my honest opinion. But he goes down there. It's Burke from earlier, Chat, so he was real. He doesn't a figment of her imagination. And he's like, here, I have the files for it. And he basically shows Chad on a touchpad, and we see this old woman. And Ripley goes, oh, my God. And Burke explains, like, this is your daughter. So we realize, Chat, that Ripley, she had a daughter when she was a lieutenant on the Nostromo. And she has indeed been in cryosleep for over 57 goddamn years. And her daughter, sadly, Chat, as we learn about her, she lived her life mostly on Earth, never married, never had much of a family, and apparently she passed away at 67 due to cancer. And like Ripley never got to experience her daughter's life. Now we know, Chad, with context now, Alien Isolation, which is what makes that scene, what makes it so much better, that her daughter Amanda Ripley actually actively tried to save her mother or find out what happened to her mother. Makes it even more tragic now, because I count that as canon, Chad. Alien Isolation is the third best Alien film in the franchise. And, she tried to find her, and I guess she just never did. She sadly never did. And Ripley sees this, and she's just kind of overcome by emotion. She starts crying and shit. Thank you, by the way. Who is this new follower, Chat? Ron J. Butler. Welcome to streaming my new Huckleberry. Hope you're doing well. Currently doing a review of Aliens, going over some director's cuts bits that I really like, Chat. But I always liked the daughter angle. That was, not Aliens Color Marines, not that. Fuck no. Not doing that one. Troy's 100% canon. My man. My goddamn man. So, he shows her this, and he goes, yeah, it's pretty fucked up. Hey, you want to go to the board meeting right now? Because, Burke, you know what fucking Paul Reiser loves more than talking about dead old kids? Board meeting, Chat. And we cut to a board meeting, Chat. And Ripley, she's going over what happened. She's going over what happened in the Nostromo Chat. We see images, the profiles of all the, like Dallas and Brett and Parker and Lambert and Kane. It's pretty cool. It's like, oh, what a cool little reference to have in there, Chat. And it's not like, there's this little thing in the background. It makes sense for the scene itself. I love shit like that. It's an Easter egg that has relevance to the story that's being told in front of your very eyes, Chat. Really dig that. Really dig that. Paying homage to those original actors and what came before. And at this point, she basically tells them everything, Chad, all the events of Alien. And they go, yeah, we don't believe you. Honestly, Chad, the one thing that upsets them, this is Weyland-Yutani, who fucking sent them out there to die and collect this thing. But they're like, oh, no, we're a new Weyland-Yutani for a new age. We would never do something like that. That's the old Weyland-Yutani. We're sorry. Sorry. It's like that fucking BP oil spill shit. Exactly like that, chat. Corpo speak, as I call it. Go on, Corpo speak. What? You know what pisses them off, chat? Losing the fucking Nostromo and that 40,000 tons of unobtainium in that oil, in that refinery of theirs. You decide to self-destruct the ship because you saw an alien and lose us billions upon billions of dollars. Are you kidding me? Ripley's like, motherfuckers, I told you what was on there, okay? It was dangerous. If that thing fucking got back here, we'd all be fucked. You should be thanking me. You should be thanking me. And she says that the first thing we need to do is we need to go to that planetoid that we discovered that alien ship and everything. And the board members, they pipe in, it's like, oh, no, we don't need to. And they're like, what do you mean? Oh, yeah, we're colonizing that planetoid. Yeah, we didn't find any alien ship or nothing like that. And she goes, wait a minute. You have people on that planet? And they go, yeah, it's a new program we started in the last couple of decades. Yeah, the world maybe you went to, right? You went to, we terraformed them to make them livable, breathable, if you will. Oh, yeah, we got an active colony down there. She's like, how many people are on that fucking colony? Imagine 200 families. She's going, holy shit, you got to get them on the fucking phone. Again, she's throwing papers around. Get them on the fucking phone because she's serious about this, chat. And they're like, all right, take it easy. Meeting's adjourned, okay? Let's talk more business somewhere else. We're not talking to crazy people. And they're about to leave. And, fucking Ripley, she goes up to Paul Reiser and goes, we got to talk about this, okay? And Paul was like, listen, don't worry about it. I'll take care of everything, okay? I'll check on the colony. We'll see if there's an alien spaceship there, what you describe as an alien spaceship. We'll check on it. And a great shot, Chad, of Ripley, right before she's about to leave the room, she looks back at the crew of the Nostromo. Like a good little, in a way, Chad, it felt like a goodbye. I like that. It was very classy, Chad. It was very classy on her part, saying goodbye to the crew of the Nostromo. And she walks away. And then later that night, Chad, she's in bed, and she had another nightmare. She wakes up. Another flop sweat, Chad. And we see her apartment. Looks fucking miserable, by the way. Not great. We kind of learn what she's doing right now. She's doing kind of like, pretty much like dock work, like space dock work, chat, just to kind of keep her minds off things. That's really it. Like, she hasn't even renewed her license to go out there on another spacefaring mission. She's just moving boxes from one place to the other, loading ships up with supplies and various resources and things. But then she gets a good old call on the space TV, and she beep, bop, boop. She turns on the space TV channel. Paul Reiser. She goes, Paul Reiser, what's up? And he goes, so we may have lost contact with the colony. She goes, oh my God. And he's like, wait, we don't know. Could be a malfunction. But I got good old Lieutenant Gorman, Chad. Let's give a fucking round of applause for Lieutenant Gorman here. He's gonna save the fucking day. Lieutenant Gorman's here. He's a Marine. He's led soldiers in the battle, right? We're gonna go there. We're gonna go there with a squad of Colonial Marines' best. Thank you, Dark Slayer. The fucking colonists of LV-426, they're fucking gone tonight. Thank you, Dark Slayer, for the 5 minutes. We may have fucked up. And like they saying that we're gonna take Clone Marines, we're gonna go check up on them, take a squad of them, and see what's going on LV-4. That's the name of the planetoid. They call it LV-426, chat. Iconic name, LV-426. And we would really appreciate you if you could come with us as an advisor. You were down there. If what you say happened, we could really use your expert advice. And she goes, okay, and if I go with you and we find these things or whatever it is, you'll destroy them, right? Paul Reiser, really destroy them? Paul Reiser's like, oh, you're talking to me? Oh, yeah, but fucking kill him from orbit, right? It's the only way to be sure. Yeah, definitely. He's a lying son of a bitch, chat. And then eventually we cut to the Sulaco, chat. Not as great a name as the Nostromo, chat, but we got the Sulaco, and it's a very long phallic spaceship, chat. And this thing is now orbiting the planet of LV-426. Takes a while to get there, chat. Takes a good bit of time. Not 57 years worth, but a good bit. And we cut to the I like this too, chat, because it's a slightly, you could tell that it's definitely the same world as Alien. But things are a little more advanced. They're still clunky. Everything still has fucking big buttons. Everything's big and heavy, and everything feels really lived in. But it's just slightly more advanced, and I really dig that. It's like it's a little cleaner here, Chad. Like the Marines, like their spaceship, they make sure that thing is spick and span, Chad. And I dig that. Not like J.J. Abrams' Star Trek Apple Store, clean, chat. But it's kind of in between. It's like it's better than Alien. It's a little cleaner. Like instead of letting the walls yellow, chat, the white walls yellow. You're like, let's not let the white walls yellow. Let's give them a good scrub down every once in a while, like that. And so we see a whole row of advanced cryo tubes, chat, and these little suckers start popping up one by one by one. Oh, by the way. In the special edition, you actually go to the colony of LV-426. They call it Hadley's Hope, and you get a little background with some of the characters. Like you see Newt very early on with her parents. Her father is actually the one. Her father and mother are the ones that discover the alien spacecraft that Kane and Dallas and Lambert go into. And they're like, we're gonna go in here. They fucking go in there, chat. And he gets fucking got. He's like the first one face hug, chat. He's got a little alien baby in his tum-tum. And Newt sees this, and her brother's like, oh, shit, fuck. They're very scared. Also cut to Hadley's Hope a couple of times, kind of get a sense of what the facility looks like, chat. A lot of shots of little kids just running around. They got schools there and everything, chat. I mean, they built a life there. It's like, okay. I mean, I guess I don't know. I'm always conflicted about these scenes. I didn't really need the thing with Newt and her family. I think it's kind of just cool that we see the a bit of like the coldness. Like, I honestly like Newt's performance when we first see her, chat, when she's like a little savage. And she's living in the air ducts and the trash heaps and shit. And she's just like, yeah, my parents are dead. Like, we never know what happens. We just see that in her eyes, her just dead-eyed expression, instead of actually knowing who her parents were. I don't know. That's just me. That's just me. Some people would disagree. I get it. But I did like seeing a little bit of Hadley's Hope's facilities and, like, what life was like there before, and before we eventually see it again, chat, when it was overran by aliens. But anyway, cutting back to the Sulaco, chat, all the crowd pods, they're all open up, chat. And listen, cryo sleep is not glamorous. Everyone's waking up, everyone's going, ugh, everyone's farting and burping and shit, chat. It's like, oh my God, I feel like shit. And we're introduced to a plethora, chat, of characters. A lot. Some you won't know. You don't know all their names, chat. There's some big ones in here. You got goddamn Corporal Hicks, chat. Well, everyone loves fucking Corporal Hicks, chat. Michael Biehn himself, who I've mentioned frequently on my stream, chat, and he's been in a number of my favorite movies of all time. Aliens, Tombstone, chat. Terminator, love the first Terminator. Michael Bihn's fantastic in that. You got Bill Paxton as Hudson, chat. He's definitely the woo! He's one of the more excitable Marines, chat. He's got a lot of bravado, chat, trying to make up for something he certainly lacks. You have the leader, the sergeant, chat, Apone, and he is a no-nonsense, but he gives it. He shit-talks as well, chat, kind of guy. The character of Sergeant Johnson from Halo was based off of Apone, chat. I mean, you could tell, because this is exactly the same fucking character. There's literally no goddamn difference between them. I love it. Hopefully, that actor got some royalties from Bungie and Microsoft, chat, because they literally stole everything about him for Sergeant Johnson. Also, we get Vasquez, chat. You got Private Vasquez looking good. You got fucking Boggs, is Boggs shit? No, I call him Boggs, chat, because he's Boggs from the Shawshank Redemption. Thank you, Garden Angel.
I know your secret. Your
secret. Thank you, Garden Angel, for the 9 months. Oh my God. We have a Twitch baby for us. We front pooped out a Twitch baby. What's the name of our Twitch baby, Garden Angel? I'm just lying. Oh, it's 10 months? Oh, okay. So we already delivered the Twitch baby. Never mind. Well, you come up with the name. Twitch baby has been released. Thank you, Garden Angel, for the subscription. We got to do a cartoon poll after this review, chat. Thank you. We are green and we are very mean. There you go, my man. Daniel, the goddamn right. But we'll also introduce the character of he has his own name. I call him Boggs. He plays the character of Boggs from the Shawshank Redemption. He's the one who rapes Tim Robbins through the first third of the movie, chat, before he's beaten to death, or beaten to the point where he can't walk anymore by Clancy Brown. That guy. I'm gonna call him Boggs for the sake of convenience checks. I don't know his name in this film, but I always got this sense that Boggs and Vasquez were like fucking. Did you ever get that sense, chat? I always got that sense that they had a relationship. I mean, at least, and even not in their boyfriend or girlfriend relationship, these two go at it when they're not fighting around the crowd tubes, chat. They're definitely going at it often, in my humble opinion. And they're all testing all their equipment and shit. We got a great, Ripley's coming out there. Got Paul Reiser, he's waking up. A lot of people are waking up. You got Gorman, who's, now speaking of fucking green, the fucking Gorman, we're going to find out about him. A bunch of other characters. A lot of these guys, you're a red shirt, you're a red shirt, you're a red shirt. You get one line of dialogue, red shirt, die. Like that. You get a lot of cannon fodder here, chat, which is fine. You need that for action. You need people to die horrifically in a big sci-fi action war picture. But we get some iconic lines that were mentioned before of, Vasquez. By the way, that actress who plays Vasquez, I don't know what her ethnicity is. She is ethnically mysterious to me, chat, because James Cameron, he loves to cast her, and you would never recognize her, chat. The actress who plays Vasquez is the foster mom of John Connor in Terminator 2. Looks nothing like she does as Vasquez. She also plays the Irish immigrant with the two kids from Titanic, chat, who drown together in the bed. I'm like, who the hell? What is she? What are you? What are you? She is the very definition. She's white? Are you serious? Wow. Well, she's a fucking chameleon. I did not know that. She's fucking white. Holy shit. She's in the 11 too? I wouldn't have known because she apparently could just blend into the walls and change colors at random. She's CGI. She must be a CGI effect, yeah. She's the most advanced CGI effect of all time. I mean, I'll give it to her. She's ethically serious. She is. I can't pin her down. She's white. Wow. Wow, they gave her a hell of a tan in this one. But we get the great line was mentioned before, when she's fucking working out, and Hudson comes over here saying, hey, Vasquez, have you ever been mistaken for a man? And she fucking gives it right back to him, chat. She's like, no. Have you? Oh, that's good. Like, I love Vasquez, chat. She's good at shit talking. And she has, like, the biggest fucking gun. He has that smart gun, which is so much fun to use in all the Alien vs. Predator video games. Shit. Remember the Alien games? You get the fucking smart gun? Such a fucking blast. Love that gun, chat. Tracks the targets and shoots for you. Let's rock! I love that. We'll get to that later. And her and Boggs, like, I have a back and forth chat. Clearly, those two are, they're fucking chat. Whether they're boyfriend and girlfriend, they're in love. These two are bumping uglies when people aren't watching. But everyone's there fucking, everyone waking up, having a good time, chat. And now we're in the fucking mess hall. Everyone's eating Ripley. And then we get the fucking awkward high school moment when Ripley, she gets her food, and she's like, I don't know where to sit. She doesn't know where to sit. And even Vasquez is like, who's Snow White? And they're all goofing off and you know, playing with each other and shit. And she goes and sits with Gorman and Paul Reiser, and I think like a couple other people there too. Maybe a Pone is there as well. And like they're all talking, having back and forth. Then this new character walks in, Chad Bishop. And they're like, oh, Hudson's like, fucking Bishop, come here, man, come here, do the thing, man, do the thing. And then this is Lance Hendrickson's character, Chad, who's had a very long relationship with James Cameron, was also in Terminator. Played one of the police detectives who was sadly murdered by the T-800, chat. And he's like, oh, hi, guys. He seems very, you know, calm, very relaxed. And he walks, and he's like, fuck, hey, man, do the thing. Do that thing you do. Do the knife thing, man. Because they're doing that fucking dumb knife game, chat, where you stab in between your fingers and try not to cut yourself. And these guys are fucking cutting every goddamn finger with each stab. But Bishop, apparently, he's the best at it. And he's like, okay, I can do it. He's like, comes over there. He's like, yeah, man, put your fucking hand down, man. But then when he does that, someone like forces Hudson's hand down, like, oh no, Hudson. He's like, what the fuck, man? What the fuck? And Bishop puts his hand down on top of his. He's like, don't worry, it's okay, I got this. And then he just starts doing it, chat, and he gets faster and faster and faster. He goes, ah! And he stopped, like, nothing. He nails. He's like, Hudson's like, that's not fucking funny, man. That's not funny, bro. It's great. And then Bishop, he's done. He laughs a little bit from it because it's like, it was a good time. And he goes over and he sits next to Paul Reiser, Gorman, and Pone, and I believe Ripley. And he's like offering his food. He's like, he doesn't like corn. I'm not a cornbread guy. You can have the cornbread. And then, he notices, oh shit, sorry. And there's a cut on his finger, so he did get himself. And even Paul is like, oh, looks like you got yourself. It's pretty amazing. Looks like you got yourself there. He goes, yeah. And it's not blood, chat. It's milk. And Ripley's like, the fuck is that? And why is he bleeding milk? And Paul goes, oh, shit. Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention that we have a synthetic on board. And Bishop interrupts, so I prefer artificial person. And he goes, I'm sorry, I forgot to mention that the synthetic, Bishop, the artificial person who was on board the Nostromo of Ripley, as you saw in the mission briefing earlier, malfunctioned, and there were a few deaths. There were a few unfortunate deaths. And Bishop's like, oh my God, I'm shocked. What manufacturer, what unit was it? Oh, it was like, it was some kind of Cyberdyne. Oh, Cyberdyne. Oh, those guys don't know what they're doing. No, listen, those models are always kind of finicky, you know. But no worry, they fixed it. And she's like, get the fuck away from me. He goes, shit. Because even offers like, hey, you want some cornbread? She's like, fuck the fuck away from me. And Bitch is like, okay, all right, I'll back up. I'm sorry. He backs up, Chad, and he goes over and sits with the other people. And I guess I think Hudson or someone says it's like, man, I didn't know we had a fucking space racists against our friendly artificial people. This is a artificial person supportive stream, chat. I'm just like fucking Hudson. He stands up for fucking Bishop, chat. The actress who plays Vasquez is part Russian, Moroccan, Brazilian. Okay, so she is a cocktail of different things. She is a cocktail of the ethnicities. I love it. No wonder she's a fucking chameleon. Bill Paxton, Lance Henriksen have both been killed by the alien. They have, man. Terminator and Predator. Oh, so that was the other one. He was the secondary. That's true. Lance Henriksen, after Alien vs. Predator, he was killed by a Predator. That's true. So they're the only ones to do it. She's an androidist. She is. And so at this point, they're getting prepped for the fucking mission, chat. They're loading all the big fucking boxes and shit and the stuff. But then they have like, all right, stop working and everything. Come and sit down. We gotta have a meeting and talk about what's going, what we could possibly encounter down here. And you know, Apone is like, he's doing his whole thing, and fucking Hudson, he has a question. Sir, I have a question. He goes, Yes, Private? Is this gonna be another bug hunt, sir? He's like, look into my eye. Listen, Marines, we could be facing a alien situation down there. See, get it? Alien, because it could be an unknown situation. They don't know. There's been no communication yet. And so we're gonna get a mission brief by Ellen Ripley. Ellen was like, oh shit, where's presentations? I didn't know. I don't have any PowerPoints. And all right, shit. And she goes, all right, listen, I can only tell you what I've encountered. 57 years ago, I was a lieutenant on a space freighter, space tugger called the Nostromo. We encountered an alien organism that we found on this planetoid we were about to land on. It slaughtered my entire crew, and all the means that we had to fight against it proved futile. And the Marines were just like, we didn't have us. You didn't have us, bro. And Ripley's just like, well, boy, I wish we did have you. And boy, I wish you have that bravado when you go down there, because we're going to fucking need it when we fight this thing or things. Because if there's more than one, God help us all. And they're like, shit, that's not good. And then they're loading more boxes into all the dropships. Dropships are great. Love the design of the dropships. She had the Pelicans, something Halo also stole from. And Ripley's just like, I'm kind of feeling like a fifth wheel here, guys. Can I help out? He's like, can you use that load lifter? You could do that. That'd be great. She's like, hell yeah. Again, she had the load lifter, very iconic. Basically, it's a fucking robot suit, and she's operating this thing. So she because she's been working at the docks, the space docks on the space station, chat. And she lifts this thing up, and she goes, where do you want it? Opponent's like, ha ha ha. She knows how to lift things. We're right over there. They all do that. And eventually, they all pile into the Pelican chat, the drop ship. And, at this point, they're like, whew, okay, it's going to be a hell of a fucking drop. But once we hit atmosphere, it's going to be crazy. Because Sulaco is I think the Sulaco does go the atmosphere, but then it drops, chat, to penetrate and get down there really fucking fast, as they do that in war. And, Ripley's just like, oh, shit, I've never done this before. And Hudson's like, oh, don't worry about it. It's going to be a fucking trip. And boom, they release that goddamn thing, chat. Nosedive, fucking nosedives, all the way down to LV-42. So everyone's going, everyone's fucking screaming. Hicks, he passes the fuck up. Blah, people are vomiting all over themselves and shit, looking bad. Boggs, Vasquez, vomiting all over themselves, chat. But eventually, it gets out of the dive chain and starts flying towards the Hadley Hope colony. And it goes ahead, and it lands shit. Marines, we are moving. And when he starts piling out shit, they go in. They're like, now they're on the outside of the colony, chat. And you got everyone right there. You got Ripley in there. You got all the rest of the good folks. Like Ripley and Paul Reiser, they're a little bit behind, chat. You got to let the Marines take point. And as we see, chat, Hadley Hope's just a fucking ghost town. There is clearly someone used to live here, but nothing. The only thing you hear, Chad, is the howl of the wind and the pitter-patter of the rain on these shitty-looking dwellings of theirs. Nothing. And they're checking all these buildings, Chad, until they come to those one kind of main building, the main complex, Chad, kind of the hub of the colony, if you will. And they're like, all right, let's get this fucking door open. They open this goddamn door, Chad, and all the lights are off. It's pitch black, and the thing, all the hallways looks like they've been torn to fucking shreds. And they're making their way through this place, chat. Like Vasquez, she takes point because her and Boggs have the smart guns, chat. So you got either of them on in front and in back to to protect the 12 and the 6 of everybody. And they're walking forward, and they're like, "What the fuck happened here?" And they come to this. I love because See, that's why you don't really necessarily need to see what the Hadley Hope looked like earlier in the movie, because this provides so much storytelling in just your environment, chat, and where they come to this one area where it looks like they took all this furniture and steel or whatever they had, and they tried to form a barricade. And they're thinking, like, okay, they tried to form a barricade, and people are asking, like, did it hold up? And it's like, well, do you see them? It didn't hold up. And they're like, well, how the fuck did anything get through there? No, nothing looks like anything punched through there. It's just like, I don't know. We'll find out soon enough, chat, how the aliens got through there. They're moving away. They're moving in a way the Marines wouldn't even guess, and we wouldn't even guess. Like, oh, shit, until it's way too goddamn late. And eventually they enter a laboratory, chat, and where they find him in these giant fucking test tubes, face huggers. And, Paul Reiser's like, fuck, there you go. Goddamn face huggers. They also see a little acidic blood patches, chat, where it went through, it cauterized all the goddamn metal grating. It's like, that's not good. And they see these face huggers, chat, and Paul Reiser's looking and goes, blah! And it goes and tries to get, I want that. Ooh, I want that thick face Paul Reiser. And it's in the fluid, chat. And she goes, Jesus Christ. And Bishop's like, oh my God, these look so cool. I will study them for science, not for Weyland-Yutani. I'm not going to do any nefarious shit for Weyland-Yutani. I'm a good android. I mean, synthetic person. And so at this point, they're looking at all this shit, and it's like, okay, something fucking went down. Like, something bad went down here. They're getting all these files together, too, all this history of the place. Just kind of learn, like, what did they do here? What was the purpose of this place? And Paul Rogers is acting a little more nervous. He's like, I got those files. You know, I'm good. You know what, guys, you go ahead, take point, do what you Marines do, am I right? And I'm going to go ahead and just look over these files myself. K? It's like, all right, that's a little weird, sure. But eventually, Chad, oh no, a little blip pops on the scanner, a little blip. And they're fucking like, oh god, a blip. And they go outside, Chad. They're going out in the hallway again. And like, they're tracking this fucking blip. This thing is like 5 feet in front of us. It's 4 feet, 3 feet, 2 feet. It's right below us. And they go, ah! And they fucking rip off the great Chad. And it goes, ah! It's a little girl. It's a little blonde-haired girl. And as soon as the Marines say it, it's like, ah! And they start shooting at her immediately. They immediately start shooting at her. And she fucking takes off, chap. Ripley's like, don't let her go. And then Ripley, she's crawling the great chat. And this little blonde haired child, chat, she goes down this like trash chute into the trash compactor. And she goes down there. Ripley follows her too. And right when the little girl, she backs up in the corner and goes, ah. Ripley's like, it's okay. We're here now. Don't worry. And she's looking around the room, chat. Apparently, she's been living down here for God knows how long. Weeks, months, who fucking knows? Because, I mean, it's filled with trash. There is food there, but not a lot. All fucking pastries and, fast food items, shit. How'd the kid even get this kind of thing? And the kid tries to fucking bolt and go into another pipe chat, but fucking Ripley grabs her. She goes, ah! She starts crying, and she's like, it's okay. And she finally calms down. And eventually, she brings the girl out, and they get Ripley out there, and they put her in the laboratory, and they're just cleaning her off. And Ripley's just like, what the hell? I mean, she's trying to talk to her, like, oh, it looks like there's a pretty little girl underneath all that grime. Girl's just fucking staring dead-eyed, chat. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Like, all that kind of shit. Mad World. Like, it's Mad World playing in the background, chat. Not looking good. And eventually, Ripley's trying to get this little girl to talk. She does finally open up, says, my name is Newt. She's like, Newt? That's a weird name. It's what my brother always used to call me. And she goes, oh, where's your brother? Where are your parents? She goes, they're fucking dead. And it's like, Jesus, okay, I'm sorry. I was just asking. 3 and 9 are fucked though, man. On the other side, you're dead. And that's the aliens, how they grab you. They tear you apart piece by piece. And she's like, all right, fair enough. And she's like, what happened here? Those things came out of the walls, and they started grabbing everybody. Everyone started panicking, going different directions. It was chaos. And then people at the Marines are like, how the fuck did you survive down there? She's like, I just survived down there. I closed the shutters. That's the thing, chat. She would close the shutters, all these fans around. So if there were the aliens to get in there, they would be shredded up by the fan, so they could never reach her. And at this point, it's like, it's fucked up. But, oh no, they hacked it in the system, chat, and they discover where the colonists are. It's like, oh, hell yeah, we got some progress here. We're going to save the colony. And they say, apparently, most of the colony, there's like hundreds of little blips and boops. A lot of little glowy bips, chat. Apparently, they're all underneath the reactor. They're just all under the sub-basement of the reactor. We just go there, we can get them all. And, fucking Ripley's just like, I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think we should do this. Like, don't worry, Ripley, we got this. We have a armored vehicle, which we will not use to enter the place. But they get into a fucking armored vehicle, chat. They pile in this big goddamn thing. That's what they drove to the colony, too. And eventually, they park it right kind of on the outside of the reactor, chat. Right on the outside. And the Marines, they just start piling out. We also find out, chat, that Lieutenant Gorman, the person who's supposedly leading this operation, this is his first combat mission. It's like, Jesus Christ. Talking about leading a land of the slaughter, chat. Lieutenant Gorman's not going to be much help in this fucking situation. So, Apone, Hicks, Hudson, Vasquez, Boggs, a shit ton of red shirts, chat. So many red shirts. They all pile out, and they head into the reactor, chat, and they notice. They're like, wait a minute, this is not looking like mechanical at all. The environment itself is changing, chat, because the aliens, they're terraforming. That's what they do. They terraform their own environment to match their own biology. So the walls are covered in slime and goo. They have this almost flesh biomechanical appearance now. The amalgamation of flesh and steel, chat. The weaknesses of neither, the strengths of both. And they continue to walk through there, chat. And eventually, they're walking so much, and they find the colonists. They find this one person who has just been glued to the goddamn wall. She's just like, help me. And they go, oh, shit, fuck, shit. And they're, like, trying to help her. And Ripley's like, oh my God, it's happening again. And they're like, ma'am, we're going to get you out of here. We're going to get you out of here, ma'am. Oh, even before that, I forgot. Right as they're walking here, Ripley causes a few deaths right here. Right before they find this poor fucking woman, Ripley realizes they're underneath the reactor. And she goes, Lieutenant Gorman, underneath the reactor. And he goes, yeah, so? Well, they have live fucking rounds in there. If they shoot these things off, the whole reactor can go. He goes, shit, you're right. Okay, everyone, no one can use their weapons anymore. It's like, what? Ripley gets some people fucking killed here, chat. No one can use her weapons, so fucking opponents is, are you fucking, you gotta take her weapons away? He's like, shit, fuck, okay. All right, guys, give me what, they're like, our weapons, sir? He's like, yep, them's the orders. And they go the weapons to Apone, chat. But Hudson's like, yeah, or no, Hicks is like, fuck that. Takes out his shotgun. Use it for close encounters. Hell yeah, you do, Hicks. Hell yeah, you do. And they continue, and then they eventually find one of the colonists, chat, strapped to the fucking wall, goes, eyes open up. She's like, help me. And Ripley's like, oh my God, no. And they're trying to get her down, chat. And she's like, it's inside me. And it goes, and all of a sudden, chat, they see it. They see this thing just bursting from her, blood pouring out of her mouth, from her chest, and it's a little chest burster, like, fuck. And they just burn that little shit. They burn her, and they burn the chest burster. They're like, no, fire. It's kill him for more, but it's the only way to be sure, chat. And they blast the shit out of that, but I wouldn't have done that because the walls start moving. And there's a whole lot more blips, blops, and bloops on screen right now. And they hear all this blips, blops, and bloops chat, but they can't see shit because it's all fucking above them. And one by one, chat, the Marines just start getting grabbed. It's a fucking slaughter. All these, and these are the warrior aliens, by the way. The alien, they did change the design for the aliens. The original alien was a drone. Which almost like a worker, if you will. And it was confused because it was separated from the hive. I think that's why it acts the way it does. But these are the war aliens, chat. These are made to protect the nest and to attack any invaders. And these things go through the fucking Marines like a knife through butter, chat. They never stood a goddamn chance. They're slaughtering them. The Marines are shooting. They're like, fuck it. We're getting I'm getting my goddamn gun out. They start blasting them aliens, start blasting themselves, chat. They set this one poor schmuck on fire who had all the explosive devices. He fucking explodes, chat. It's goddamn chaos. Apone, he gets caught, chat. He gets caught. You see all the, there's great little found footage bits in here. Because the Marines all have a camera on their helmet. And so you see, like, the cameras just suddenly just going straight up in the air. And you see the aliens going, like all that shit. It's great. Just pure fucking chaos. And Ripley's, like, talking to Lieutenant Gorman. Look, Gorman, get them the fuck out of there. Get them the fuck out of there. Gorman's like, according to policy, she's like, fuck it. And she backhands him, chat. She's like, get the fuck out of the way. Newt, buckle up. And buckle up, Buttercup. And she takes the fucking vehicle, chat, and she just drives it. She's just driving to the location of the original drop-off point. Is heading towards them. At this point, Apone, he's dead. The only people I think are left, chat, are Hudson, Vasquez, Boggs, Hicks, and I think that might be it. I think everyone else is killed, or either killed or taken for incubation. And Hicks says, "Marines, we are leaving," and they're just running out there as fast as their legs can carry them. Chat, they are fucking just jettisoning towards the exit. And eventually they'll get there. Ripley, she fucking crashes the goddamn vehicle inside there, opens it. She's like, "Get your asses in here!" They're all piling in, chat. All piling in, but good old Boggs, shit. He's picking up the rear, making sure to lay down a covering fire, laying down covering fire for his fellow Marines. Good guy Boggs, chat. But then all of a sudden, right after Hicks, and so the rest of the Marines, they pile in, chat. Fucking alien just goes, and he grabs the door and starts pulling apart. Goes, it's coming for him. Just oh shit, fuck. And Boggs, he doesn't see any of this. But then he sees an alien pop up right to his fucking 9 shit. He goes, oh shit, and he blasts it with the smart gun. Acid spray all over his fucking face. She's, just starts melting there. Has the fucking flamethrower. And the flames are going over the goddamn place, chat. It's a nightmare. Burns one of the Marines. Burns like Gorman or someone. Someone gets burned really fucking bad. And eventually they blast the one alien off, chat. And they close like a shotgun, put it in his goddamn mouth. Boom! Closes the doors. Ellen, she gets back in the cockpit, chat. She starts driving these things. Aliens are, by the way, I love the sound effect for the aliens. It's like a baby elephant. It's like a really bastardized version of a baby elephant sound effect, but it sounds horrific. And these things are all on top of the thing trying to get at her. It's, it's very Terminator 2-esque where it's punching through the fucking windows trying to get at her. Check, all that shit. Eventually, she knocks it off and it gets crushed underneath the car. Great practical effect, by the way. And then she just fucking bursts through the goddamn facility, chat. And she's flooded the engine at this point. Hudson's like, or Hicks is like, Ripley, you're flooding the engine. You're flooding the engine. They had to stop, chat. And they're like, holy fucking shit. She didn't do what she did, chat. I mean, honestly, she did fuck him when she told them to give their weapons to a Poe, put in a fucking. That's what happens, chat. The one guy they give it to, he's set on fire and all their weapons are destroyed. Really shitty. But if she hadn't come in there, they would have all been dead, chat. So things are not looking great for our intrepid crew right now. And at this point, they're like, okay, this situation is terrible. All right, we got to get back to the Sulaco. Fucking emergency evacuation at this point. They're like, Bishop, call the goddamn dropship. Let's get out of here. We cut to the dropship chaps on the other side of the colony, and they're like, oh, the fucking pilot. She's like, oh shit, we got to get going. We got to get moving. Her co-pilot's like, okay, I'll be right there. He's climbing up the ladder, chat, and he's like, oh, what the fuck? And just a big glop of slime covering his hand, chat. She's like, where? Get your ass up there. What's wrong? What's going on? He goes, nothing. It's just some weird shit. I'll be right there. And the fucking dropship lifts up. And the pilot, she's heading right towards him, Chad. She's heading right towards him. And she says, hey, man, where are you? And she turns around, the alien goes, hi! And just eats her fucking face, Chad. Just eats her face, tears her up. And they see the dropship suddenly go, oh, and going back and forth and shit until, ba-boom, it crashes, Chad. Crashes right into them. Hits the side of the reactor, Chad. Big fucking explosion. And then we get the moment. Everything calms down. The smoke, finally, the fire settles. And then we get the iconic line from Hudson, chat. Oh, God, man. It's game over, man. Game over. It really is. It's not great. Not a great situation. Ripley's like, oh, my God, shut up. We can do this. We got this, people. And Newt says, she's like, oh, I'm used to this kind of shit. Yeah, things go from bad to shit worse all the time for me. Shit worse. It's a new word, chat. Shit dash worse. And she says, listen, the aliens, they mostly come out at night. Mostly. This is a fucking human smorgasbord for them. We got to get in that goddamn facility. And they're like, all right, shit. And they all pile back in the facility, chat. The survivors, at the very least, they go in there. And the situation is gotten pretty goddamn bad at this point. Like, okay, how the hell the dropship's gone? Most of our people are dead. But then, oh no, but then I think someone sees Hudson. Sees, wait a minute, man. I see them right here. They're all right here. And Ripley goes over. It's like, yeah, I got them, but they're already dead. They've been fucking, they've been face hugged. They've been face raped. And they have a little baby alien inside them. They might as well be dead. Hudson's like, oh man, it sucks, man. And Bishop, he's like, okay, also, guys, not to, put a damper, not to be a Debbie Downer over here, okay? By the way, when the dropship crashed down and hit the side of the reactor, and that damaged the reactor, the terraforming reactor, and, we have like an hour and a half left before the whole fucking facility blows up. Are you fucking serious? Or however long. I think it's like 24 hours. I think it's like 24 hours or 16 hours or something. And, they're like, oh, my God, but we got to get out of here. And, like, Bishop's like, the only way we can get out of there is if I get to this other side of the colony where I can manually hack into the antenna and I can communicate with the Sulaco and I can take control of the other dropship remotely and pilot down to us so we can escape. And they're like, great, but how are we going to get over there? And great cut, chat, where we're like, they lift up the grates and there's this giant pipe, just enough to kind of like move in a little bit, like wiggle your way in. And fucking Hudson's like, fuck that, I ain't doing that. And Bishop's like, don't worry. And everyone's kind of calling Hudson, oh, Hudson, you fucking pussy and all that shit. And he goes, Bishop's like, listen, I can do it. I'm just an android. I'm just a synthetic person. I'm expendable. And Ripley notices that because that's what her crew was originally. That's what Ash called them. You're expendable. And there's a slight bond of trust being formed between Ripley and Bishop, Chad. That's why I loved how they wanted to do the exact opposite relationship he had with Ash with Bishop. Loved it. Loved the character of Bishop. I think we were all like fucking Bishop, Chad. Everybody's like, hi! I love it. So, and so they cut the pipe, a good section of the pipe, chat, and this is horrifying to me. And he lowers himself down this, and he just wiggles through. He's got like 2 miles of pipe just wiggling through. So it'll take him a while. Well, then an alien pops up. There was I don't know if this was filmed, but in the original script, Hicks was supposed to encounter an alien in the piping, and it would take no interest in him because he's an android. but wouldn't make sense in hindsight with the Queen attacking him at the end. But that was in the original script, I believe. They didn't film it though. I don't think there's any footage. But he just makes his way to the other side of the facility, chat, so he can do a remote control the other dropship. Meanwhile, Paul Reiser, he's having a bit of a situation. He's like, we could still recover this. We could still recover the situation. The colony's not going to be destroyed. Everything's going to be fine, right? And fucking Ripley loses it because she fucking corners him later on. She's like, I read those fucking files, Paul Reiser. Like, what do you mean you read those files? Like, I read those files. And we learned, Chad, big bamboozle moment, that Paul Reiser was the one that greenlit the Hadley Hope colonization efforts, Chad. He was the name signing the dotted lines, like, yep, forget environmental hazards and risks and alien spaceships and face huggers that implant a baby alien to your gullet. Nah, you're gonna be fine down there. Ripley, she sees all this, and you're full of shit, Paul Reiser. You're a son of a bitch. Get the fuck away from me. He's like, all right, shit. Then we get a little bonding moment between Ripley and Hicks. Chat. Look, I think they were trying to eventually set up a romantic relationship between them. Obviously, given the situation, it's just they can't have that much. But you get the sense, like, when they're training her with the gun and everything, there's chemistry between them, and like there's this I don't want to say softness, but there is this kindness between them that is not exhibited between Ripley and the other Marines. And I like that. So possibly, Chad, we ever got an Alien 3, I imagine that would have been something. That would have been another. She would have had a new daughter in Newt, and she would have had a potential boyfriend, Chad, a boyfriend. Good for her. Familiarity. Thank you, JT. Camaraderie. I can see that. Maybe it's platonic camaraderie. So she learning how to use a pulse rifle, Chad. Like, that's your fucking grenades. This is your goddamn bullets and shit. You got this. Here's your flamethrower. Everyone's training. Meanwhile, Vasquez, Hudson, Gorman, they're all fixing the barricade, chat. In the director's cut, there's a good scene. I understand why they cut it because it's not really necessary. They have these sentry turrets that they set up there to protect them from the aliens in case they come in. And they send them all out there, chat. And they have like 250 bullets each or something. So they have 500 rounds. And they just watch the sentry turrets, chat. And they fire off. The aliens are coming for them. They come in waves. And at one point, they're coming, and every single round is used up, chat, until it's spent. Until it's fucking spent. And they're like, did we get them all? It's like, nope. They were just testing us. That's what it is. They're fucking smart. That's what Ripley told us. And Ripley's just like, okay, if you guys don't mind, Newt, she's really goddamn tired. We're going to go ahead, and we're going to take a little nap. And they're like, hey, no, you're good. We're going to take first watch. We got this. We'll let you know when we hear from Bishop. She goes, solid, cool. And she goes over, Chad, goes to the back of the laboratory room. And she has Newt in there. She has Newt, and Newt's just like, I'm scared. I want to sleep. I don't want to go to sleep. And Ripley's just like, it's okay. I'm going to be here with you the whole time. Everything's going to be fine. I think that, Ripley just tries to calm her down, chat. And really, you get the sense that Newt was in need of a mother and Ripley is in need of a daughter. Because in the original theatrical version, we never learned that Ripley was a mother. But with the context of learning that she was a mother and her daughter died before she was able to get home. She had never saw her daughter grow up or anything. All these scenes of Newt mean even more now. That's why the director's cut in that case, it works brilliantly in my opinion. That's the version you want to watch. Yeah, you want to watch the special edition, the director's cut. And they eventually fall asleep, chat. And Ripley, she wakes up and like Newt's just gone. She's like, shit. And she's like, oh, wait a minute. And she looks under the bed, chat, and Newt is sleeping under the bed. Also has a fucking severed head of a doll. Like, that's her one toy, chat, a little severed head of a doll. And she goes, oh. And she's like, well, I'll leave her be. And she looks up, chat. She's kind of looking around the room. And she notices, chat, the two canisters filled with fluid and also filled with two face huggers have been knocked over and are now empty. And she goes, oh, fuck. Oh, shit. And she's like, oh, my God. And she's looking around for these things. She's like, oh, shit. And she goes, at this point, I'm like, oh, like, when I first saw them, I'm like, oh, they got him. He got Newt or something. That's what happened. That's why she moved. And she looks under for Newt, and she's like, Newt, you're going to wake up. You're going to want to make up. And Newt, like, she comes to, she goes, ah! And the fucking face hugger's coming at him. She had a goddamn face hugger. And they're fighting him off and everything. It's a great scene. The puppetry and the animatronics, like, what they do here, so brilliant. Chad holds up to this goddamn day. And they're fighting. There's also this great shot And when Ripley, she slams the face hugger, like its tail's caught in between like this, I don't know, this shelf or something. She slams it against like the window or whatever. And this thing is just kind of like, trying to get at her and shit. But she throws it away. And eventually she grabs a chair. And she's just trying to slam on the glass jet, but it's too goddamn thick. It's bulletproof and also chair-proof, Chad. It's really big chair-proof. And we cut to a camera, a television monitor where the Marines are, where Paul is, Chad. Goddamn, I forgot his name. I hate him so much, Chad. I forgot his name. Paul Reiser. And he's looking at the TV, Chad. He goes, boop, and he turns that shit off. You piece of shit, Paul Reiser. Hate you so much, I forgot your name. And then, Ripley and Newt, they're freaking out, chat. And we get this wonderful shot of after she throws the one face hugger, it just scampers towards her. It's like, oh, it looks so goddamn good, chat. And eventually, it wraps around her fucking neck. She's just trying to choke her, chat, and get onto her face. And Newt doesn't know what to do. She's just fucking screaming. And the other face hugger is crawling right behind Newt, shit, about to grab her face. But then the Marines, that's the thing. That's what's done, I think. I think Ripley, she activates at one point one of the not a fire alarm, chap, one of those the fire sprinklers with a flame, and then they get the notification that, oh shit, the laboratory's on fire, so all the Marines pile on in there, and they see this like, oh shit, and they start blasting the glass. They go in there, they rip that fucking thing off of her face, shit, and they go boom, they blow that up, and Hudson's like, stand back, kid, and they blow the shit out of that one too, chat. And Ripley's just like, Paul Reiser, and they're like, that motherfucker, we should have killed him before. And they go over there. And they really are about to execute Paul Reiser. And Ripley's like, don't kill him. It's not worth it. He'll face swift justice soon enough. We'll bomb him from orbit. It's the only way to be sure. That's what they also say at this point. Like, once we get to orbit, once we get out of here, the reactor's going to explode. But let's be doubly sure. Let's destroy the fuck out of this facility and this planet. That's where we're going to turn this planet to glass, baby. And so, okay, the situation's like, all right, well, Bishop, hopefully he'll be almost there, but then all the fucking lights shut off. They're like, oh, no. Emergency generators kick back in. The aliens have sent another wave at this point, chat. And they check their motion trackers, and they're like, all of them are coming towards them, chat. And they're like, oh, shit. Like, oh, my God. They're 20 meters away. They're 15 meters away. They're 10 meters away. Oh, Jesus Christ, they're inside the room. Like, how they're inside the room, they're not in front of them at all, chat. Like, where are they coming from? And then they all go, oh, shit. Somebody help me up. And, like, Hicks, he gets on the shoulders of someone, chat, and they slowly lift up. Like, what's above them, chat, is literally like that styrofoam bullshit ceiling panels. Like, that ceiling tiles, like, that has not changed. That technology has not changed, chat. We still have it now. We'll have it apparently then in this dystopian future. It's a great shot of him nudging up the ceiling tile, chat, and looking for his flashlight, and just this massive aliens just climbing towards him, chat. They're coming from the top of the fucking ceiling. He goes, fuck! And he just starts blasting, chat. He'd auto fire. All the Marines start blasting at the ceiling, chat. All the aliens start coming down, chat. They're attacking, trying to get at them, chat, but thankfully they have enough firepower to hold them back. Paul Reiser's like, I got a skedaddle! And he fucking runs off. He runs off, and Ripley's like, Paul Reiser, you bastard! And she goes for him, chat. He locks the goddamn door. He goes, whew, looks like everything's coming up Paul Reiser. Oh, shit. And there was an alien right there going, and he just fucking gets him, chat. Kills him. Now, not in the director's cut, chat, but in the deleted scene you can find online, we learned that one of the aliens actually captured him, takes him back to the hive, and a little baby is implanted in him, chat. And Ripley comes across him, and he begs Ripley to help him, and she gives him a grenade, so he kills himself. He blows himself up. That is not in the director's cut, but it is in a deleted scene, which you can find. But the Marines are still holding out at this point. Okay, Marines, we are fucking leaving. And, like, they realize that we can escape in the ventilation shafts. And thankfully, they're very big. And they rip that shit off, and they just get moving and grooving. And then Hudson, he's like, you want some? Like, Hudson's like, I'll fight for you guys. I'll defend you. You want some? You want some too? Here you go, you son of a bitch. And then the aliens go, we want you, Hudson. They come from the fucking ground, chat, and they drag him underneath. He's like, oh, fuck, no. And they drag him into below, chat. And they try to, like, Hicks and Vasquez and Gorman, they try to get Hudson, chat, but he is no more. He's dragged underneath by the aliens. At this point, they all fucking just pile into the ventilation shaft. They are moving as fast as they fucking can. Newt, she's like, I know the ventilation shaft. She's the one that came up with the idea. She's like, okay, let's go. And like, she's leading them, chat, but she's moving so goddamn fast, it's hard to keep track of her. It's really hard to keep track of her. And eventually, though, Vasquez, she's the one that's kind of like defending them. She's blasting with the smart gun, chat, runs out of ammo. She's blasting with El Soro, that runs out of ammo. She has a pistol, chat. Eventually the aliens catch up to her and she goes, shit, fuck! And she holds one. She uses her goddamn foot shit. She shoots it in his head, but the acid sprays her and she goes, ah, ah! And like Lieutenant Gorman's there with her, helping her get out of her armor and shit. She's like, oh, fuck, I didn't think it'd be you and me, Gormy. He's like, it won't be. We can get out of this. And they're fucking trying to catch up to everyone. But at this point, the aliens, they corner Vasquez and Gorman. They're looking they're coming from either direction. And Gorman and Vasquez, they have a moment, chat. And like the last word that Vasquez has, like, Gorman, you were a major asshole. And they hit a grenade, chat, pull that pin out, ba-boom! And they blow themselves up, chat. They blow themselves up. So our only survivors at this point, chat. I mean, Bishop, he's still trying to remote control the dropship at this point. But are Hudson, Ripley, and Newt. It's not going well. And that explosion rocks the fucking ventilation shaft, chat. And a Newt, she goes, ah! She's like a little kid because her fucking head's too goddamn big. She has too much water in that noggin. And she tips over, chat, and falls down to another shaft. She's like, Ripley, help me! And she's like, no! And Hudson's like, we can get her. We'll get her on the outside. We'll be right there. And they head off, chat. They head off. And eventually, we cut to Newt, chat, and she's underneath the grates, but she can't reach up to lift herself up. And she's just walking in basically this waist-high water here with a little doll's head. Just like, oh, Jesus. Oh, God. Oh, fuck. And they use the motion tracker to get to track down Newt, and but they can't. They got to cut through the grate. It'll take a little while. And they're like, Ripley or Newt, honey, it's okay. We're gonna get you out of there. Or we're just gonna cut through. Okay, just stand back so you don't get burned. And they start cutting through that, trying to solderize it, chat. She's like, okay, and she's looking around, chat. Just oh God. And then we get a beautiful. I couldn't believe this isn't CGI, but it's how immaculate and perfect this works, chat. But you just see this fucking alien come out of the water behind her. Like, oh my God, it's such a beautiful, horrifying shot. And it's just towering above her, chat. And you don't even see what happens. You just hear the, ah! Everybody's like, oh God, no! And they get the grate off, chat. And then she looks down and all that's left, the little Newt, chat, is the doll's head. Only little Susie's severed head. She's like, that's not good. And Hudson's like, the fucking aliens are going, we gotta go. She's like, I can't leave her. It's like, we could come back for her, but we gotta get to the dropship. Hudson's like, Hicks is like, fuck that. All right, we're leaving. All right, I'm not, we're gonna cut our losses, okay? Me and you, let's do this. So they keep moving, chat, but they're still in track, man. They get to an elevator. Because Bishop, he called him and says, hey, I'm bringing the drop ship over, okay? Be prepared. And they're like, great. And so they get into an elevator, chat, but the aliens are right fucking behind him. And he goes, fire! And the aliens are just pulling apart the elevator, trying to get at them. And Hicks is like, yeah, eat this. Boom! Blows it up, chat. But all the acid sprays on part of his face. And Buddy goes, ah! He's burning and shit. She's like, oh, fuck, shit. She's trying to get the acid, wipe it off his face. Not good. You're just wiping more Hicks on Hicks. It's not working out. And eventually, he's just fucked up. And she's carrying him, basically, chat, to the dropship. Bishop's like, oh, shit. And he's giving him medical attention and everything. He's like, I'm going back. He's like, what are you talking about? Bishop's like arguing with Ripley. He's like, I got to go back for her. He's like, we have to go, okay? Marines, we are leaving. She says, I'm not leaving her behind. He's like, fuck, shit. I can give you 25 minutes. And she's like, that's all I need. Is like, you need to be here. I'll be here, okay? I will be here, but you need to come back here. 25 minutes. And he's like, that's all I can give you, all right? And she's like, that's all I need. And she loads up, chat. She loads up on a goddamn assault rifle flamethrower combination. God, it's a hell of a gun. And she goes back in because she takes the motion sensor because she knows where they took Newt back to the reactor, chat, to the hive itself. And she ventures down there, chat. It's the same things the Marines saw before. They only got to the outer layer of the hive, chat. But now we're going to see the real shit. Now, this is when they added some really cool lore with the alien, chat, which Ridley Scott and some of the original people didn't even intend to. Like, I love what they do here. Expanding upon the physiology of the aliens, how they reproduce. Eventually, we do cut to Newt, chat. She's been glued to a wall, and an alien egg is just in front of her. Chat has not opened up yet, but she's trying to fucking get out. She's like, shit, this is bad. This is bad for old Newton. This is not a good situation. But Ripley, she makes her way to Newt. She does find her, chat. I think that's also too. She finds like a little necklace or something. I know we had like a little tracker of Newt, but she does find her in the colony, chat. The egg, the facer's just about to get her, chat, but she blasts that shit. She walks over there, rips Newt off the wall, and all of a sudden, chat, they start hearing like this massive, this massive breathing, and because Ripley was so distracted by what was trying to save Newt. She didn't even take her into surroundings. And her and Newt turn around. And again, Chad, this is just genius puppeteering animatronic, chat. And we see it. This giant alien, chat, the alien queen. And Ripley looks at this thing, and she sees the giant cocoon sack, and it's laying all these eggs, placing them there one by one by one. And the alien queen's almost kind of like, it's trying to like rise from sleep, and it kind of, it's so cool. It's such a great, wonderful design, but it looks fucking deadly as hell. It kind of looks at Ripley and shit, and Ripley's like noticing, because it's kind of coming too. And Ripley's noticing from all the various sides and tunnels of the hive, all the aliens are coming closer. But the aliens are like trying to be careful too, because they don't want the queen to be harmed. They don't want the eggs to be harmed. And Ripley's like, wait a minute. And she activates the flames. And the queen's like, oh shit, fuck. And she points it at one of the eggs. And the queen goes, you fucking bitch. She's like, you. And the queen says like, all right, boys, hold up. All right, boys, we're going to let this girl get a move on. Let her moving on. And the queen basically goes, and the aliens back off, chat. So they establish the hierarchy. They go back doing what the hell aliens do. And Ripley, she's slow it back and away. The queen's just fucking staring at her. At least you think she's staring at her. She doesn't have any goddamn eyes, but she's staring at Ripley like, yeah, you're trying to threaten my babies. But then Ripley notices out of the corner of her eye, because thankfully, so many characters, chat, they have no peripheral vision. Ripley's got peripheral vision for fucking days. I was like, yes, peripheral vision, chat. We don't see that in movies. Ripley has that. She has eyes in the back of her head. And she sees one of the eggs hatching, chat, and one of the face huggers coming out. And Ripley gives a look at the alien queen, goes, fuck you, bitch. And she just starts burning all of the eggs, chat. The queen's like, my babies! Not my babies! And she, after the flamethrower spent, chat, she just starts blasting them, shoving grenades in the eggs, chat, fires grenades in the cocoon, into the tuchus of the alien queen, and all the birthing splooge shit, all the birthing waters and splooge comes out of the cocoon of the tuchus of the alien. She's like, oh my god, my ass! And like the queen has got a very thick ass, chat, and all of it's coming undone. And everybody's like, thank you, show, for the 10 donation. My heart's a pitter-pattering. Is your heart pitter-pattering during this scene? It's an epic fucking moment. I like the queen's 2 sets of arms. Yeah, it's cool. She's got like multiple limbs and shit. No, I really dig it. Thank you, show. Thank you. But the queen's like, the fuck? And Ripley, she just takes off. We get the iconic alien score, just this wonderful orchestra playing shit, and she's just fucking moving. The queen, she yanks her birthing canal off of her ass, Chad. She's like, I'm gonna get you, bitch. And she just starts running after Ripley, Chad, just making her way through there. Ripley, she alien queen, she's big, Chad, but she moves pretty goddamn quick when she wants to. She's climbing up. She got like Newt's just like, please save me, please save me. She's wrapped around Ellen's body, just shaking, Chad. Ellen's just climbing up all these goddamn stairs. Eventually, she gets to the elevator, Chad. Boom! Right before the queen's just about to get her, she's like right down the hallway, Chad, coming right at her. But the elevator slowly gets up. And the elevator opens, and the whole fucking facility, by the way, is just exploding at this point. Everything's on fire. It's just a goddamn nightmare. Some kind of bad blue screen in this scene, which is too bad. They don't use a lot of blue screen in this. Well, they use it for the space shots. This is the one time it's like, okay, this does not age well. But they come out there, and Ripley's just like, Bishop, you promised you'd be here. And then all of a sudden, chat, we cut back to the alien queen. Alien queen goes, oh, is that a button? They pull a fucking Jurassic Park show. I guess it was a before Jurassic Park, where it's like, oh, the Raptors can't open doors, and the Raptors open doors. Chat, apparently aliens can activate elevators, because the alien presses a button, chat, gets in the elevator, and knows the exact button to press to get up to the next floor, because Ripley realizes the other elevator's coming up. She goes, oh, shit. And the elevator doors part, chat, and the fucking queen is stepping out like, hey, girl, let's do this. She's like, oh, shit. She's like, Newt, look away, honey. Look away. But then, boom, the giant dropship comes up from behind him, chat, and it flies over, and Bishop's right there. He's like, come on. And she's like, Bishop. And Ripley, she jumps on the goddamn ship with Bishop. He grabs her, he grabs Newt, and he gets him in there. Trey gets him in there. He goes back to the fucking cockpit. Boom, closes the door, chat. Queen's like, ah! And they fly off. They fly off into outer space, chat, while the Hadley Hope colony, chat, of LV-426 is destroyed below them, chat. It's a big fucking nuclear fusion reactor explosion, chat. It's done. It's over. And eventually, they land back on the Sulaco. Ripley, she goes to check on Hicks. Bishop's has him sedated right now. Chat, got him all patched up. Ripley's walking arm in arm or hand in hand with Newt. Bishop comes down the steps right behind him, and this is a great moment here, chat, where there was so much tension between Bishop and Ripley based on the trauma she experienced with Ash in the original film, and she realizes, like, oh my God, like, I misjudged you as a person, and thank you for saving our lives. And Bishop's like, it's my programming. And it's like, no, it's not your programming. He's like, you said you were gonna follow your programming and you didn't. We were way past the 25 minutes. You came for us anyway. And he goes, thank you. It means a lot for me. And he's just starts vomiting milk, and she goes, oh my God. And then he's lifted, and he's, oh Jesus. And it's like, oh my, is there an alien inside of him, Shep? And it's the fun. We see him. He's lifted up in the air, just splurting fucking milk. And we see the giant tail of the alien, chat, has him fucking speared right up the ass. And the queen alien, chat, she hitched a ride, baby. And she was hiding in the landing gears of the dropship, chat. And she fucking brings Bishop to her. He looks at her and goes, fly! And he rips him in fucking two. He's like, oh God damn it. And at this point, Ripley's like, oh shit. This isn't good. And she's like, Newt, hide in the fucking grates, hide in the grates. Newt hides in the grates. Ripley, she runs over because the only way she can fight the queen, chat, she has to be just as powerful, okay? Her and the queen alien, they have the same attitude, chat, but fucking Ripley, she needs an upgrade. And the queen at this point, and Ripley needs a little time to power up her power suit, chat. And the queen's like, I'm gonna get that little girl. And the queen's just actively just fucking reaching through the grate, chat, trying to grab his, throwing shit away. I'm gonna eat you. I don't give a shit anymore. You killed my babies. All my babies are dead. And then we get the scene, chat, of the big door behind the queen starts to lift up. And who is there, chat? Ellen goddamn Ripley. And we have the line. We have the iconic line, chat. Get away from her, you bitch! And the queen's like, ah, and then Ripley's in the giant loader power suit, chat. And she just stomps over to the goddamn, and they just start starting throwing, chat. Haymakers and uppercuts and shit. They're going at it. I mean, it's amazing. It's just so primal, chat. It's so primal. These two mothers fighting over their young, chat. That's really what it is. In this moment, chat, it is two mothers fighting over their young, and they will tear each other apart to defend them. And eventually, I mean, Ripley, she gets a few good blows, and the queen's doing a pretty goddamn good job, though. Eventually, Ripley's just kind of pushing the queen towards this, basically this emergency airlock. Because she's got like, I'm gonna do the same thing I did to your fucking baby back in the day. It's like, what, my favorite baby? That one. And eventually she pushes it towards the thing, and the queen goes, oh, Jesus fucking. She trips, chat, but she grabs on the Ripley's power load, and she goes, come here. And she goes, oh, shit. And they all tumble down to the airlock, chat. I was like, uh-oh. And Ripley, she fucking, but the queen, she's pinned under the power load. And Ripley's like, oh, fuck you, bitch. And she starts climbing out of the airlock, chat. And she gets up there. And she's like, okay, I got it. And she hits, oh no, because all of a sudden, chat, the fucking queen grabs her fucking foot. And she's like, oh shit. And she's like, Bishop. Bishop's like, I'm made of milk. And it's like, Bishop, I know you're made of milk, but you gotta hit the fucking, the door. You gotta hit the button to the vent the emergency thing, the emergency door. And he's like, okay. And he fucking hits it, chat. He hits it, and he's like, oh shit. And all the power loader goes in there, chat. And Newt, she goes, ah! Like Newt, she's flying over the air, but fucking Bishop grabs on to Newt, chat. So she's safe and secure, chat. He's safe. She's all wrapped up in his milky intestines. Very warm in there, chat. It's like a tauntaun. It's like Bishop in this case is the tauntaun for Newt, chat. But the alien is still holding on to Ripley. At this point, I'm sorry. This is the believability. You can give the movie a lot of leeway, chat. The queen is how heavy is the queen, chat? How powerful? She would have ripped fucking Ripley off easily, chat. Her fucking body would have exploded. Just one little tug and boom, whole thing would have been done. But Ripley, she just gives that fucking queen a good old kick in the mouth, chat, and boom, the queen flies off into space, much like her original brood in the 1979 Alien, just going ah. And they have a Bishop, he shuts up Ripley, she climbs up and she closes the emergency ventilation shaft door, chat. That closes. No more emergency ventilation. She's like, whoo, what a day. And she gets up. And we cut to the cryotubes, chat, where Bishop's been placed in his cryotube, chat. He's a little extra milky, but he's alive. Puts Hicks in his cryotube, chat, and she's just about to basically tuck in Newt to her cryotube. And Newt looks up at Ripley, and she goes, so are we going to go to sleep? And she goes, yep, I'm going to go to sleep. It's a long way home, but we're going to get there together. And she goes, are we going to have bad dreams? She's like, no bad dreams. Not anymore. And she goes, okay. And she puts her in the cryotube, chap. She closes it. She lowers herself in her own cryotube, comes down on her, chap. And then we pan out to space. Aliens. That's what it is, chat. It ends pretty much in the same way that the original film does as well. It's rhyming, chat. So it rhymes. It rhymes. And that, my friends, is Aliens, one of the greatest sci-fi action films of all time. On the double dose scale, chat, this is nothing but a better than sex movie. So goddamn good. So goddamn good, chat. And I'm so frustrated that they capitalized on none of this in Alien 3. They're like, oh, those wonderful characters you love? Fuck them. We're just going to kill them in the first 5 minutes. It's terrible. It's poetry. It's poetry. It rhymes. There hasn't been alien movies, and there hasn't been an alien movie since. It's never happened. We never know. To me, chat, Newt, Hicks, Bishop, Ripley, they're still out in space to this day. Still in space, safe and secure, heading home with no bad dreams. With no bad dreams, chat. I'm Destruction. Yes! Thank you. Good to see you. I'm Destruction. Hope you're having a very good night. Now, I knew that would be a long review, chat. Thank you for sticking with me through that one. Hope you had a good time. Woo!